Well, the AGA, or the Art Gallery of Alberta, is in a very unique position as being the premier art gallery in this province. It has a lot of opportunities to show who we are as Alberta artists, and it also has opportunities to show arts from other places to enrich our minds. Secondly, I think the AGA can be a great community builder, bringing artists, writers, curators, and patrons together. This is to foster collaboration and create new ideas, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And finally, I think the AGA has an important role in educating the general public, our young people and future generations, the importance of art and art appreciation. And I feel that this is one of the most important roles of the AGA. Yes, I will answer the question first in a more general way, and then relating to myself specifically. I feel that artists are like alchemists that transform ideas into some sort of magic that inspires awe and curiosity in the viewer. As to my own art, my background is in science and medicine, and this reflects myself, and this also reflects my art. Some 20 years ago, I had a show at the AGA titled Life Forms. This was a show of large photographic works printed on fluorescent paper. And the idea was that this would be a new discovery of strange life in some sort of alien landscape. I wanted the viewer to be engaged, to be interested in science and interested in nature. And I would like them to ask questions like, what kind of life is this? Where is this place? And how are the photographs made? So more recently, I had a show titled Metamorphosis. This is essentially a drawing show with a public participation component. I feel that drawing is an essential act of what we do as humans. It's important because it gives us insight as to who we are. And I wanted to do this for the public. Now, the visitor participation part of the show was a wall of butterflies, where visitors draw a butterfly, they cut it out, and we install it on the wall. So the end result was 2 walls of butterflies that are each unique in its execution, unique in its color, unique in its touch, yet the whole work reads as one work of art, and I think it was a very successful work. Yes, I think there are wonderful artists in Alberta that the AGA can showcase their works. I particularly enjoyed social functions that brought artists together, and perhaps that can include writers, curators, patrons, and other organizations. Thinking of other organizations, I've always thought it would be interesting to look at the storage rooms at the Alberta Museum of Alberta Museum, right? The Royal Alberta Museum, excuse me. And then use some of these backroom artifacts to present a show that is not a museum exhibit, but an artist's vision, I would say, of a museum display. I think I will address these questions for arts organizations specifically. I think at a very basic level, art is what makes us human. It is important throughout history, and it reflects us as who we are and the times we live in. And for those reasons, I think arts should be generously supported by all levels of government, corporations, and individuals. Now, as to nonprofit organizations, these organizations work on behalf of the people. And it is important and it is beneficial for people in the community to participate because they're working towards a worthwhile cause that they believe in. And it also brings in feelings of a community, camaraderie, and goodwill. I think, as a retired physician, these are all positive emotions at an individual and a societal level. And of course, the number one is that this should be generously supported by governments and corporations. If I can, I'll name 3. One is very difficult. So I have many good memories, but I will name 3 that are over the years. So the first memorable show I saw that I can think of was Janet Cardiff's 40-part motet. And this was a sound exhibition, and I found it memorable because it was a different way of producing art that I had not considered. Now, the next one was some years later, and it was called River City, and it was a very big show, and it brought many artists who worked in different ways and different approaches to this subject together. And I remember the opening where there were lots of people, and that was an enjoyable show. Now, the third one is a more recent art exhibition, and it was a film by an international artist named John Akumfra, and it was called Vertical Sea. And it was a film that I felt was visual poetry, and at the same time it touched me emotionally and expressed a lot of contemporary issues. I'll end there.